if you want to add in your team $20,000 to $30,000 right now and keep that every single month with one call with your team, with your sales team, then this video is for you. Now, this is going to be the most roughest content you will ever going to see on the internet. It's not going to be something edited. It's not going to be fluff. It's not going to be like crazy tactics or strategies that you can implement to actually make money, right? This is something that we personally use in my firm with our internal portfolio teams to scale their businesses and just get into the teams and start making cash, okay? We give it out for free. If you're on my Instagram, you will know why we do this. If not, go check it out. But mainly, I want to give you guys the framework that once we join a team meeting, our first team meeting with a new client that we take in and their team, we're already adding like another 30, 40,000 inside their business, even more, all depends on the clients, okay? And you can do that and increase it week by week. So it's literally, I think, the cheat code that most people actually don't teach, and most business owners or managers don't really teach this inside their business. So I'm going to do so for you. Now, let's just get straight into it because I don't want to fluff it. We've got the 3 levels of communication. That's the thing, is a 3 level of communication framework that we use. It's more of a bit of sales advice for your sales team, and it's for high level sales teams, okay? So make sure to use this. I'm going to give you everything in this video. Into the description, you're going to have everything. I also have some bonuses inside this that if you stick till the end, you will see kind of the craziest things that we actually ever offer. So I'm really excited about this. Okay, guys? Okay, so let's get into it, right? So we have some property rights. You guys can just read from those if you want to use them, how to use them, blah, blah, blah. You can obviously contact us if you want to use this for some public purposes or anything that you want, repost this or anything, just check with us. We're really big on the actual legal side, so be aware of that. Now, I'm gonna give you a quick overview so you understand what it is and who's this for and how can you use it and why it is for free, right? So this is the exact framework that I install with every sales team that I take over. And we use this on a 9-figure sales organization, okay, guys? So it's not a script, it's not theory. It is something that we use and I use personally to teach and implement in a 9-figure sales team for one of the biggest sales names in the space. So it wasn't for just like random coaching offer, it was for one of the biggest sales organizations there is, okay? So I test this is something tested on thousands of calls and conversations. So I literally got recordings and everything that we test this and it's working, and its consistent results has been a 5 to 10% increase in the close rate. Okay, so it's within weeks, not even months. So we managed to take teams and increase their close rate by 5 to 10% with this because it's a simple concept that most people don't know. Okay, so most sales teams don't have a closing problem. This is the biggest thing I always say to people. You don't have a closing problem inside your business because closing is too broad, right? They have a depth problem. What depth means is how deep your actual reps goes into your discovery. So reps are talking too much too early about the wrong things, and they're pitching someone before the person has even told them why they actually want to buy. If you don't know this yet, people in discovery always told you why they want to buy your thing, and you can pretty much sell them based on that. Okay, so this training fix that simply, and I'm just going to teach you and go over everything on how to actually go deep into discovery with one of your prospects or leads to ensure that you get the right pain point, you build enough urgency, they don't have any objections, and just close them. Simple as that, okay? So who's this for? I want to be super transparent. This is not going to be for everyone, and I'm not making this video for everyone. But this video is going to be for coaches, info product owners, and also sales managers that are currently running offers doing $15,000 to $20,000 per month plus. This only works for somebody who already have calls on the calendar. If you don't have closing calls on the calendar and like a team that this framework can be implemented, it will not work. I'm gonna be transparent. If you're a rep, this will not work for you either because you need to learn it from somebody. Somebody needs to apply it to your offer to work out. So if you're trying to say like, oh, I'm gonna learn this even if it's not my thing, I promise you, if you're making even less than $10,000. Like if you're not even like 10,000 is the bottom line. If you're making less than that, I promise you, this is not going to be helpful at all. It's not going to lift anything. It's not going to do anything. And I don't want you in my DMs or my comments to say this didn't work, but you didn't listen to what I said. Okay, so make sure before implementing this, you meet those criteria to already have like a team member. Even if you have like one closer in you, or it's just you as a closer and you have like a setter or something, that also a team that you can have if you're already making that numbers. And this is not something to qualify you. This is something that I cannot emphasize this enough. This don't work for just a startup coaching businesses. Don't work. It's not possible. You cannot use it. So use it for what I'm telling you. So if your discovery feels rushed, okay, if the reps jump to the pitch too fast, or if the objection keeps showing up at the end of the call, this is built to fix that exact problem. So if you have a low closing rate and you don't know why, the reps are going too fast to the pitch, they never get the right pain points out of the prospect, this is going to fix it and is literally give it out like for retards. And I don't want to speak bad about anybody, but this is, even a kid can understand it, okay? So it's not a lead generation fix. If you don't have calls happening yet, fix that first, okay? So this is not going to fix your lead gen, okay? You need to already have leads. If you don't have leads and don't have sales calls, this don't work, okay? I promise you that. Now, why I'm sharing this for free? Well, a framework on its own doesn't transform a business, right? So the installation accountability, blah, 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 does it, okay? So I'd rather hand you the real thing and let it prove it yourself instead of just gatekeep a piece of it. So it works for you and it will, and you want to go further with how it connects to your whole sales operations, and I'll cover that later in the training. So my specific goal with this, giving it out for free, is that we hit a milestone on some of our things internally, and we want to do this first of all. Second, is keep repeating for us to just give it out because it's working so well. And then third is because I want to grow my free community, where it's free of pitch, like it's pitch free, we never pitch anybody, and I want to grow my brand itself to telling you guys what I want. So I'm just giving out blunt truth. I want to grow my brand, my authority into that brand, and the trust that I have, and also the results for everybody who's listening. And obviously we want to get better at doing audits for other people, so I'm gonna cover that later. Now let's just get into it, okay? There's one rule that governs everything. So there are only two reasons a sales rep should ever speak during the sales call. First one is that you want to go deeper into the conversation. And second is to handle potential objections. There's no other time you should ever speak. Instead of just like forget about rapport and pitching and all of that. Like I'm talking strictly about discovery. You should never go deeper into the conversation. You shouldn't talk if you're not going deeper into the conversation or handle potential objections. Okay. It's not fill the silence, not the sound smart thing, and not even pitch because you're excited about what you just heard. Every sentence a rep should say, be doing one of those two jobs. If it's not, then it shouldn't be said. If you just ramble through your words, it shouldn't be said. Promise you that, okay? So this one alone, it kills early pitching, okay? So if you're speaking too much, you might end up, because you're stuck with the questions, to just go into the pitching side, and you're not having the right pain points yet, and you don't know what the customer will want to buy from you, you're not gonna close them. So make sure to kill that early pitching and go through discovery. Now, the framework is pretty simple. It's called the 3 levels of communication, okay? This is how it literally looks, and I'm gonna walk you guys through even on my little Miro board that you're also gonna get access to as well. It's looking like this, it's just simple as that. But the 3 level of communications, okay? And the rules of selling, and as I mentioned, only 2 reasons why you should speak during a sales call, right? And then you've got the actual framework itself. You need to start at level 1, level 2, and level 3. So, getting straight into it, guys. Before any offer gets presented, and I cannot emphasize this enough, your conversation needs to move through those 3 levels. If the conversation, if the conversation is not moving through those 3 levels, that means that you are doing something wrong in the discovery. And that might be how deep you go, okay? So most reps, they stop at level 1 or 2. Most of them stop at level 1, 90% of them stop at level 2. There are only like 5 to 10% who actually go to level 3 and have good discovery, and those are the top reps, okay? So you may pitch the wrong version of the prospect problem. If you're just keeping at level 1 and 2, you're just going to pitch the wrong version of the prospect problem. And that's a problem, okay? So I want you to understand this. You need to go to level 3. Now, what are the levels? So you got level 1, which we call the surface level, right? And this is what a prospect says on autopilot, okay? This is what everybody knows. You just find what the problem is. Literally, like when you just ask them, you get the full thing, you just ask them what the problem is and they're telling you the problem. It's always going to be generic, okay? It's like, oh, I just need more leads, I want more signups, I want to lose weight, blah, blah, whatever they say. You're not going to sell them on that, okay? I promise you will not. If someone's telling you I want to lose weight, you're not going to sell them on that because it's too generic. And it's the same answer they give a stranger to a party, right? That's how I always say this. Like whenever you ask somebody, how you feeling? It's not feeling that good. They never tell you the reason why. They don't tell you the drive that make that not feeling good happen, okay? So you gotta understand, pitching off this level means pitching a stranger, not a buyer. And this will look like me just going on the street randomly and telling somebody, hey, I know how you can lose weight. You just need to pay me 10K. And I've got this program. It can help you, pay me 10K. They're never going to buy. It clear they want to lose weight, but like, it's not going to go. It's not going to work. It's not going to work like that. That's why there's still millions, if not billion people that want to lose weight that still didn't, because it's not working that way, okay? So how to do it? You need to move through the levels. You can't, there's gonna be some prospects that will give you, if you ask them your first question, depends on how strong it is, it's going to give you like a level 2, even a level 3. But usually it's not going to be the level 3 because it can just give you a bunch of bullshit if you talk too much. So they sometimes can go directly to level 2. But most of them will give you level 1. And the level 1, it's the surface level as I mentioned, okay? So is this level, is like I want to lose weight, I need more leads, I need more signups. That's the level, that's it. You need to move to level 2, which is the why. You need to have always a why to the problem. And this is what most sales gurus are teaching you, is you need to ask that why, like what's behind what you say, and you just go why. Well, I'm gonna tell you something. If you're going to just ask them why all the time, I promise you one thing. You're going to stay at the action level and never move forward and deeper into the conversation. It's not going to work. Because what they can give you more? They're just going to tell you, as I mentioned, is this, and this, and you start annoying the prospect by asking them too much of why. And it's not even moving them closer to buying. It's just the same thing, but it's just giving you the action that made them have that. It's like, I want to lose weight to be more confident in my skills, okay? So like the surface level is, I want to lose weight. Like, hey, what's your problem, okay? Let's say, that's not a question I suggested to ask, but let's say, what's been the main bottlenecks you've been facing that are in your own control in the last couple of months? Well, I want to lose weight. Okay, why do you want to lose weight? I want to lose weight to be more confident in my life. Okay, so you want to lose weight to be more confident in your life. That's something now you can hang on, right? Because it's not like I just want to lose weight, it's because you want to be more confident. So you got to find out and question that confidence. You got to find out, like, not just, okay, why do you want to be more confident in your life? It's like, because I want to do this, and then like you just go into the trap. Most rippers just gonna go like, okay, but why do you want to be more confident? Because I want to do it. It's just not gonna work. So you can't ask too much why. You're gonna move forward at why, okay? So this level 2 thing is the action level, how I mentioned, and is the reason behind the surface answer, right? And a lot of you guys think the discovery is done here, or you're just trying to ask more questions and give you, because I want to meet women, and why you want to do it, like why do you want to meet women? And that's like a stupid question, and they just gonna create resistance because, like, dude, I want to get married, I want to have kids, like whatever they want to have. Okay, so you gotta understand, when you got this, you need to understand that discovery is not out here. It's better, but it's still common enough that it won't carry on the offer its own. Okay, so you gotta move from this. And here's where everybody stops, but I'm gonna give you the thing that will make you go moving forward to this, okay? From the action level, you need to move to level 3, which is the transformational level. Now, this level is where every single rep should get to. In every single depth of the questions, you should get to this level if you truly want to get to the real pain points. Instead of just asking them, why do you want to be more confident? Or what makes you the lack of confidence and blah, blah, blah. You can just go and question. You got to be cautious about what you question. Like, you want to lose more weight to be more confident. Why? It's not going to work, okay? You need to find out their drivers, okay? This is the transformational level. That's how I always call it. The transformational level is where you need to have the drivers of your pain. If you just have their pain, it's not going to be enough, okay? Pain is not enough to close the deal. The driver of that pain is what it actually closed the deal, okay? So I want to lose weight to be more confident in my life so that I will be willing, okay? So I want to be confident in my life so that I will be willing to go out and meet new people, find a girlfriend, and eventually start a family, right? So now you question that confidence. Like, what drives you to want to have that confidence? It's because I want to go out and I'm willing to go out and meet new people, find a girlfriend, eventually start a family. Okay, you find the driver. You question the right thing they said to you, so now you can use it, right? Instead of just being why, like, what's the driver? What drives you to be more confident? What's the reason behind you wanting to be more confident so you can lose the weight that you're having? Or like, whatever they say to you, you just gotta put that into them. Or for example, I want more energy so I can get a raise at work. But what's the driver? Because they want to feel more fulfilled in their life and be a role model to their children, right? If I had an extra income, I could build my garden and pursue my passion. Boom, you just got more and more. They just keep coming because they never expect you to ask them that question. And the wonderful thing about this, guys, the wonderful thing about the drivers is that it's not creating resistance because it feels natural and it feels that you actually care about them and trying to help them. Okay, so it's not that now you're just saying, oh, why do you do this? Like, what's the driver? And think it's not the actual confidence in the thing. What you gotta understand is that whenever you got a driver, you got them, right? You just got them because they can't tell you, oh, guys, what happens is that the problem here, it's going to be this and this, and yeah, why do you have that? And it's because of that. Oh, you just keep asking me why and why. I just want to give a solution to my problem, okay? Don't do that, guys. I want you to came in and as a driver. You just need to have that driver, okay? So important, so important, okay? So this is the level people actually buy from, and it's not just logic, it's that their identity that happens to be inside that question, and you can just solve them based on the driver. Like, literally, you can tell them based on that driver, you can just literally pitch them to solve. Obviously, go through a process. Don't finish the process there. If you get the driver, don't finish the process. I'm gonna give you another list to make sure that you prevent pre-handle objections and get there. And if you're still questioning how this is going to help you as an offer owner and sales manager to actually implement your team, literally you just need to train them what I just trained you. And I'm going to tell you how to train them and give you the action items and the steps to do so. Okay, so bear with me. Then you have how do rep go from 1 to 3, right? And it's not a different question, it's the same question, but as deeper layer by layer. That's all you gotta understand, right? What happens if that doesn't change? What will that actually let you do? Why does that matter to you specifically to be more confident? I mean, actually, that's a stupid question. I will just tell you that specifically. So it's so simple to understand. Sometimes you just going to ask the driver and just get the driver out of it. And it should feel like a conversation, not an interrogation. And the instinct every rep has to jump to the pitch the moment they hear something usable is the exact thing that caps close rate. And you need to train that patience a lot to manage to go through the whole process, find out the real thing, because prospects might lay you down like a few of them, and you need to make sure that there's not a few of them, it's just like the real driver of that. Then there's only one driver, because on the driver you can find a payment problem. Okay, you have the driver. If you don't have the driver, the prospect can give you 100 different pain points and problems they might have. Okay, bear that in mind. Now, there's a 6-point pre-offer checklist that you should have to prevent objections before you go into pitch that will massively have a difference in your closing rate, and that's so important. And you can even see them in here. They're the timing one, they're the finance, pause, cost of inaction, qualified and coachable, and the decision maker. Okay, so getting into this, guys, is just if you get to the level 3, that's not alone going to help you just magically make more money. No. Before any reps allowed to go to present the offer to them, you need to make sure that you check off a checklist with quite a few stuff on it to make sure they're actually qualified to join and they're going to join now. Okay, so you got to have the timing, which is actually the moment they're ready to act. You need to have the finances, like do they actually have the resources to say yes? The spouse or like other influencer, is there like someone else who buys in matter here? Okay, that's really important. Is there the cost of inaction? Like, do they understand what saying is the same cost them, not just what changing gets them, right? Like, what's the cost of inaction most reps have? And then qualified and coachable, like, are they actually a fit? And they will implement what you just said to them in your coaching thing. It can be e-com coaching, trading, whatever it is, okay? And are they the decision maker? Like, you're talking to the person who actually want to say yes or not, right? So almost every objection at the end is really just one of those 6 things that never get surfaced during the discovery, right? So you need to never let those boxes untouched. You should just have like a checklist where you can just check it off the list that you managed to go through. It's like, it's not actually like something that you normally have. It's something that you should have in your mind, that you go through that process and you check off that mind list that you're having. And that's really important, okay? So you need to ask about those systems in separate steps bolted onto discovery. Is the pre-handling, the art of pre-handling, where you just pre-handle objections. You ask some questions that the answer to them, it's almost certain that will give you the objection if it's yes or no to that objection. Like, for example, so do you feel it's the right time now to get into this? If they say, yes, I want to join now, today, I want to do it as soon as possible, that's a good indicator. They can't give you later, oh, I don't think it's the right time to join the program now, because they just told you in discovery, hey, I know this is the right time now, so I want to go, okay? So make sure you have that implemented. Take those if you don't have them and implement it to your teams to understand that this is going to give you like a full kind of like discovery purposes of the thing. It's going to give you like full laydown of discovery, which will help you get good results with it, okay? Now, I want to announce something, guys. I normally don't do this, but as I mentioned, we got a big bonus into this, and I want to give it out to every single one of you guys, okay? So if you want to 3x your business in the next 60 to 90 days, this is not VSL or a pitch, okay? Bear with me. We're getting out for free business audits. So what is a business audit? Like we're just going to audit your entire business, processes, website, content, marketing, everything. We're going to do that in AZ covering for sales, content, AI, team culture alignment, like the full picture of your business, as we normally do for clients for a consultation, which they pay us thousands of dollars, okay? What we're going to do, we're going to do a free consultation and the free audit, and we're going to give it for free to you. And if you want to receive it, just fill the form below, okay? So you can fill this form below with the business current situation and struggles, and we will reach out for a better clarification, and we're going to give you the audit. And this audit training is just giving you what you need to do to scale to 7 figures, guys. So we're just going to lay down to you and help you out with resources to get there for free. I know we normally don't do this, and I know this is a lot, but we want to give you the best. So if you truly want to 3x your business in the next 60 days, just go on this form. I'm going to leave it in the description. You guys are going to have this in description literally, which is our GM free audit form for info coaching businesses. You guys can read through this, and then you just hit next, and we're just going to get you through some basic information, some questions. Don't think we're ever going to qualify you based on this form. No. if I could not even get your name or email or phone number, I would, but I need to make sure that I know your IG and your websites and socials, so I know what to look for in marketing and content. And then I need to know your name so I know what to call you, your business name so I can know what to look out for, and then your email or phone number. I want both of them because I need to make sure that I can contact you to give you the audit, because we're going to do an audit, and if we might have additional questions, we need to ask you about them. And if we don't, we need to deliver it. And if we don't have a place to deliver that thing, then how are we going to be able to give it to you, okay? So if I could do something, I would, but I can't, so I need those, okay? Get into them. Don't think we're qualifying you and pitching you at the end. You will see no pitch, no book a call here thing. We're just going to reach out and tell you, hey, here's the audit, use it, okay? Promise that, guys. Now, getting back to our ships, okay? How do you do this on a call? When you open the report, after the report, everything, you move through Discovery, you go through level 1, 2, and 3, and then as you move, the 6 Chillix items get surfaced naturally inside the conversation, and you need to make sure that there's nothing to convince anyone of. It's just you going through your normal process, doing your thing, and have a natural conversation with the prospect, okay? And the close rate doesn't just come from that better closing run or like those crazy IG reframes that you see. They came from those stuff that I'm teaching you, okay? So how can you now install this into your team? So as I mentioned, if you're business owner or if you're a sales manager, this only work if you actually install this into the day-to-day operation. Not just send the video and forget it. This is installed in 2 ways. So you need to first start with a group coaching calls, and then you got to use the one-on-one, and you need to use them together, okay? So important. So the group coaching call method is that you need to run a full sales session with them, sales training on this framework, using those real framework and real calls from your sales team, pull them off and show them and rip them off with this thing, okay? I've teaching it to you. You know what that means, and now you can see when every time somebody gives the problem, you give the whys and then never give the drivers, so you can just point that out to the people. You need to drill it down, okay? You don't just reteach it all the time, right? So each week you need to pull one real recording of a call of a rep, and as a group you identify what level of discovery you actually reach and which of those boxes were missed, and you need to write a question leads that would gotten here, right? So you got a question live, what will work here to go deeper and deeper and deeper, what will manage to check off that box, and just do those drills with the team to ensure that you do get the best out of it. Then you need to make it a recurring habit, not just a one-time event. What I mean by this, you need to stick to it to 4 to 6 weeks. So your sales training, instead of just giving those guys the craziest reframes of all time, just give them, and please just give them this simple consistency of, hey, here's how you can go deeper, here's what you can do. And don't present this as a new tracking metric, right? What I want you to do, instead of just build a simple scoreboard and blah, blah, I don't want you to just track call by call, how deep they go, how do they do this, how do they do that, to just, hey, this track and blah, blah. No. What I want you to do is this one thing which massively increase your percentages in close rate, is to present it to them as in an internal closer competition. And the closer that gets to level 3 and checks off the box the most, it will win a money prize. It can be as much as you want. I'm just saying, like $200, it can be $1,000, it can be $100, $50. It doesn't matter what it is, but it needs to be money. Because people want money, want to make more money. That's why they do those things, okay? Promise you that I don't think they're having, like, I just want to help people. Everybody want to help people. But in the back of their mind, they just know they got into sales because they want to make more money. So trust me on this one. One, you can give them 1% out into their commission for that month, or like whatever it is, give them a cool price they want to compete for. And then reinforce that behavior, not just the outcome. So recognize a rep who reached level 3 on calls and that don't close, okay? So if you, not just the calls that are closes, you can just show, you can even show to them that, hey, you still got to level 3 but didn't close. What was the issue? It might not be the real problem, it might be whatever it is, you need to check that out, okay? Because the close rate compounds over time. Now, the one-on-one method, this is so powerful. You don't want to just get into a business and say like, hey, here's the thing, just go and use it. and just let them like that. Okay, you want to do and drill it one-on-one because it's more powerful to sit with each rep individually and get one of their calls and show them those things to actually make them understand what level 3 actually means for them and how they should implement it. And then well, you don't need to stop pointing out the miss. You need to role play with them. The level 3 questions should sound like you just like role play with them what that needs to get done. You need to tie them to what you personally want. Like frame that one-on-one as your goal, commission, confidence, hitting the number, so they become a tool for what they want, not like a mandate from above, right? Like whatever you do one-on-ones, make sure to not give them all of, hey, I want a one-on-one to make sure that you actually hit your things. I want one-on-one to make sure that you actually get the XYZ framework done so you can increase your commission rates, blah, blah, whatever it is. And then retesting moving on. So like you need to just retest that live on recorded calls and just see what's changing and retest that within the same week, okay? So you need to install those standard with group calls and keep the whole team accountable, and the one-on-one fix the individual gaps between them is something that most managers should run one another. You need to run them together. So important, okay? And do that for at least a month. Now the reference, we got the one rules. You need to speak to go deeper, speak to pre-handle objections. That's the only way we speak. Level 3 is surface, action-wide, and transformational is the driver. And then the 6 points, which is timing, finance, pause, cost of action, qualified, coachable, and decision maker, okay? Now, giving you a quick action item so you know what you need to do. You just need to learn and apply this framework on your next team coaching call. Just go, next team coaching call that you do a code like sales coaching, go and apply this framework. Then book one-on-ones with all the students across, like artists and all the sales reps across the month and the team, and then implement the competition through all of them so they know and they can start compete for it. And then retest within the same week and the month to make sure that you do the right tweaks and you're training and keep pouring into reps to get the best outcomes of those. So important. And make sure to not forget the business audit is not for long, as we have a limited amount of time in a day. So we want to focus on getting clients into fulfillment and results. We don't want to focus on just doing free audits. So there's not going to be many free audits that we're going to do, but we're going to do some audits. So make sure to grab your spot fast. Yes, I'm trying to make it to go and do it because it's going to help you. Okay, it's just going to help you get the result that you want to get. Okay, so obviously, if you're a founder making over 10K per month, you can join our free Market Insights School group. It's pitch free, where we post every week the latest market shifts from the info coaching industry, so you have a better advantage in the market. Okay, guys. So it's the Grow Map Circle that we call that we're going to start giving and putting things in here. You guys can just read those things in here and have them. So important. Go and use them. It's going to make you a lot of cool perks, and you're gonna get a lot of insights, and you're also going to get to double, triple your business just from the insights that we give because you're above everybody. And then you also have my socials where it's just more advice and free value. So go check it out. But as I mentioned, free audits in the description. And if you want more videos like this, just give it a subscribe, and I'm gonna see you to the next one, okay?